All right, everyone. So both women's war games, both sides of the war games fight here. The baby faces and the heels, they faced off. Not in a match, but what ended up happening was the baby faces came out first. They were talking. The heels come out, and then the heels started to run away a little bit after, kind of looking like they were going to the ring, and then the baby faces started chasing them. A little bit of fight ensued, and that was, that segment. But the big part of it, and this is, I think, is key, and we're going to give you the reason why in just a second. But the big part of it was the dissension that was being sowed by the heels. So Bianca Belair talked about Io Sky and Bailey and what they did to her. They talked about, what Io Sky did to Bailey. They began to, seep doubt into the kind of camaraderie of that team and say, hey, they did this, they did this. Are you guys actually going to be a team? But the big part was when they blamed Bailey, not they didn't say Bailey did it, but they hinted, isn't it weird that, Jade Cargill goes down and then Bailey is the one who takes her place? Isn't that kind of weird? That was what they said. Now, it doesn't mean that this is a sign that Bailey is going to be the one who ended up doing it. It could have been anybody. In fact, it could have been a member of that team. It could have been one of those heels that did it to Jade Cargill. But the fact that they brought it up, I think, can lead to a few different things. Number one, they're setting the stage for dissension. Now, they could be setting the stage for dissension in the sense that, they have to overcome it and they want to make you think that this team really is in a bad spot. And that certainly could be the case. And if that is, there's no big surprise. But I was thinking about this while I was watching it. And to me, this is a huge deal. This also could set a stage. And if you don't even want to hear any rumors or speculation about what's going to happen at the pay per view, turn the video off now because I don't want to spoil something. But this is just my personal opinion on something they could do at the show that would be huge. So we're going to give you 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So if you're going to stay now, we're going to be kind of not spoiling, but giving, our thoughts on something that could happen. And so if it does end up being true, I wouldn't want to ruin that for people. So here is what I think could happen. There's also something here with the beginning of Bailey being blamed, and maybe, at War Games, maybe we hear a rumor about this before because obviously they have those shows, and or maybe at some point we just see Bianca Belair during the match, start blaming Bailey for something, and then one of the other members, you're probably not going to have Rhea Ripley, but one of the other members of this babyface team turns on the babyfaces, gives a win to this heel side of the thing, and then they end up being the one who took out Jade Cargill. But Bailey was the one who was initially being framed, and then you could start a big, storyline off that. I think that's something that could happen. And I thought this entire segment, it wasn't like the most exciting segment in the world, but their discussions about Bailey and the dissension amongst the baby faces, I thought told a huge story, and I think it was very needed before this. So put in the comment section below what you think. That is my speculation for this match.